Let go. No cut.
Is a no cut zone, put the city on. They got me in my zone. The streets can't live long.
No cut, yo, yeah. We up with my boy JAMEL Bryant, King Blood Shed.
Hey,
Yeah, man. My girl K. Kemp.
All right, we in here. All right, Mr. Bryant.
how y'all doing?
All right, brother. We here, man. We trying to see how King been blessed, man. We trying to hear your story.
Man,
Let's hear a little bit about you. Where you from?
I'm from Columbia, South Carolina. Broad River, Riverside, all day long.
Riverside.
That's how that shit is. That's what it's gonna be. Currently live in Charlotte now. Been in Charlotte for the last 10 years.
Okay.
I'm building a magnificent empire, man.
Oh, man.
So you know, it's just a crazy whole deal with me. All off road, through the wilderness, then it's smoothed out. Just found my way back to the right path.
That's what's up.
And a right path is your own path. Once you find your purpose in life or understand what you are and what you created to be, shit will get real clear. And that come with just time and living life anyway. So to be blessed to live life and to be able to figure that shit out is really truly life, in my opinion. You know what I mean? So that's the type of shit that I'm on. I got this ordained story. The stars is aligned. I fuck with the universe.
Right, well,
I'm just a walking testament.
Can we rewind a little bit? I know you say you're from the river and you moved to Charlotte.
Okay.
You've been there for a little minute now.
Yeah.
What was there a reason for the move? Or?
For sure. Never been to Charlotte a day in my life. Was on the river all day, every day in my former life. It's like I feel like every 30 years is a lifetime, right? So 0 to 30, 30 to 60.
30 years is a lifetime.
You know what I mean? That's a full lifetime. So when you 30 going into your second lifetime, you got a whole lifetime worth of knowledge to go into your, and that's why you get better with time.
That's why we here. We need
30 to 60
knowledge.
probably the best. Imagine when you make it to 60 to 90, you got 2 lifetimes worth. So you should know yourself, know what you want, know goals. You know what I'm saying?
No, that's
that's that type deal. And that's just natural. That's just with information to live in life. If you live to be 30 years, you know some shit. You know what I mean? With that being said, there's so many different parts of this story. I was getting out of prison actually for serving a sentence, and it just so happened that my core family, my mom, my sister, my brother, they moved to Charlotte. They never been to Charlotte before neither. Okay. They had tried Virginia. We originally from New York, but we moved to the South in the early 80s, so we really from South Carolina. And
That's what's up.
they end up looking on the map. They've been to Virginia before. We already have been in South Carolina for 20 plus years, whatever.
20
and they
plus.
picked Charlotte. They picked Charlotte. So by the time I got out, they was already living in Charlotte. So it was 2 choices. It was come back home to everything that I knew, even though I have felt like I was a changed man going through prison. That was the best thing that ever happened to me, for a record.
Let me ask you this. How long was your prison?
It was a 7-year sentence, so I ended up doing like 6 years.
6 years.
Yep.
Okay.
Anything over 5 years is definitely long because you can make changes. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
0 to 5, 15 to 20, you're a different person with a 5-year sentence.
So, okay, with you being in prison and everything, when you came out, did you already have like a goal, a game plan of what you was gonna do? And just
The only game plan I had to myself was under no circumstances was I fucking with that gangster shit.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I already understood how, I was a hot-headed temper person, and I felt like handling violence or using violence was the quickest way to get understanding. Life is about understanding.
I can relate.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So violence is make people fucking or listen or whatever for whatever reason. You know what I mean? But I understood that shit gets you crashed out, and you would have a confrontation with every single day if you were just like standing on your opinion and rah, whoever ain't like it. You know what I mean? It's that type shit. So it's a lot of bullshit when it come with that. So being secluded and being away from everything that I love, it made me realize and understand life. My life was always fast, always like ordained.
Right.
I could look at it now that I understand what I understand now and go by what I believe. I could look all the way back to birth and see that this shit is meant to be.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I look at life kind of different than the average person, but I use reality facts. So
somebody need to hear this.
you know what I mean?
Most definitely.
I mean, it's like those times where like something happens and then you look back and be like, okay, so you can see the domino effect up until that point and be like, okay, I was hurting back then, but now it's all worth it.
Yep, exactly. To look at all the way and then have real like situations that you can pinpoint, and that's most like that's why I don't knock people to actually believe in God, because it is a God for sure. It's no mistakes about it, but it's just not that one in the Bible. So, but if you have to use that to break it down for your mind frame to be a good person, to believe in the Most High, it's really the same thing. But you know what I'm saying? Like you could look over and they be like, I know. Fuck what the Bible's saying. It's what I know God did for me, or I made it through this situation, and yada yada yada. It's 9 times out of 10 the scientific reason why you made it out of that shit. But if you put it with the God and this, that, and the third, you know what I'm saying? That's just cool. So
I think it just works for people who need that hope outside themselves.
Well,
you're right.
They need that something else to say.
I agree.
Take the wheel. You got it.
I agree.
Just
100%.
believe that it's gonna happen.
Sometimes niggas like us just don't pray until it happens.
Right. So.
Yeah.
Or until after.
But if you really think about praying, it's only self motivation, manifestation shit. It's the same shit. You telling you trying to throw your problem on for a spook in the sky to come magically fix it, but at the same time you putting some sort of energy towards it. You know what I'm saying? So you praying, and that shit might make you say, man, let me get up and go catch the bus because I ain't got no car, and that got you a job, and the job ended up paying this, and then you moved up. That's how shit be. People think shit be overnight, but it don't work.
That's $1 billion worth of game right there.
For real, bro. You gotta work. You gotta go through the step, and anything can be an opportunity. Everybody get them. Everybody that's living get opportunities, but most people overlook them shits or bullshit around. You ain't want to go work with your uncle, but that shit could have turned into a relationship to where you end up building your business down the line.
And we go through that. I'm a business owner myself.
Hell yeah, so
you a business owner.
Man, we both started our shit from scratch, bro. So you know, at the end, during a tough time, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Shit just was trippy with me with this business shit is because everything I touch turned to gold because my intention's always pure. And it's kind of like a cheat code to me because it's naturally who I am. You know, I really gotta not like you to want to do some devious shit to you, and when I do, it's extra devious. You know what I'm saying? But for the most part, I love people. I want everybody to win. I love all kids, animals, all that shit. Like this is naturally who I am. So when I figured out who I was and my purpose, it kind of went in line. So it's kind of like cheating to me because I'm my normal self, and this shit happened. Things that I want to do, people I want to look out for, that shit just naturally happened. You know what I mean? And now I learned discernment. And that made me even more powerful because I always would. I'm the type of person that would give my shirt off my back because I could figure out how to get me a shirt.
Likewise.
You know what I'm saying? You had this shit. I'm gonna go through the woods. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna figure out a way to get me a shirt. And I always wonder why, like, it be the people that don't never ask nobody for nothing and to give you everything off their back.
And that's a fact.
That shit is crazy, man.
A living fact.
That's the people that never ask, bro. And you know what I'm saying? That shit, because it don't make sense to us to ask. Like, I can figure this shit out. You know what I mean?
Like, I'm gonna go do what I gotta do and make it happen.
And make it fucking happen, period.
That was my issue my whole life. Was like I hated asking for help. Cause like I'm gonna figure out a way to make it happen.
Right, and that could be, but the older you get in the discernment part, sometimes you gotta ask and smooth it, cause especially if you know you a go getter, bro. Somebody can give you a motherfucking job that's gonna make you $100,000 a year. You can get in that job and work your way up to be the boss of the company, or you could lose that shit in 2 weeks. It's on you. Just cause somebody gave you an opportunity, you still got to do all of the fucking footwork, all of it. You know what I mean?
Let that marinate.
Yeah, part of manifesting is putting in the work.
Exactly. That's 60% of it.
Right. You know,
you definitely got to get up and
pray about it and leave it. But it's like with manifesting, it's like you think about it, you living and breathing it. Basically, it's not just you saying I'm gonna make this happen and then just don't do anything to work towards it. You have to actually put in the work as well.
Point blank. You know, if somebody could like literally stay in the church, the front stairs of a church, on their knees praying for 30 straight days that the Lord come pay their rent and they gonna get thrown on their head on the first, bro. That's just the fact. You ain't done nothing. You ain't go put no Now, if you put an application in and you rode the bus way across town to this job fair and that shit manifested, then you put the seed and you took the extra mile to go through it to get that chance. Being free, man. Shit, life. I mean, you can literally do anything you want to do. You can. It's for real. It seemed like cliche and they say that in school, but that shit is the truth, man. Anything that you want to do, you focus on that shit, you gonna get that shit done.
That's a fact.
People just don't focus.
Okay, well.
That's why I wanted to hear your story, man.
Okay, I was gonna say, let's hear about some of those manifestations that have come true for you.
We know they ban you on Facebook sometimes.
Yeah, I'm in jail right now.
We know the rappers and stars block you sometimes because y'all spoken.
Yeah, it's crazy, right? But that's another thing, right? So, all right, being in prison from 2006 2007 all the way to 2011, that was kind of like the birth of the internet age, in my opinion, for me. You know what I mean? So even though I was in prison, I had cell phones, I was fucking with Facebook, I understood the mechanics. I always been a computer type nigga. Always had video games, always was just with that type of nerdy type shit. When I finally got out, it's like it switched. Before, if you had a reputation in the city, it was from putting in work. For you doing something at a local place where everybody from all sides of town was and they saw or they respected. So if you from 48 and a motherfucker know your name or respect you on Broad River, you know you done crossed through the city type shit.
Right.
Now it switched over to whoever could type the best and had the right wordplay, you could build this whole facade up. You know what I'm saying?
The keyboard thugs.
Yeah.
I see it daily.
You know
All
what?
the time.
I kind of hate when it's like they labeled as keyboard thugs, because you got to think of it like this. Anything internet is just a form of communication. Humans are social creatures. That's what we do.
Right.
So all they did was make it easier for us to communicate with a motherfucker way in Africa right now at the speed of light, just through social media. I can get my point across, you get your point across, and we can say what we want to say.
Right.
I might be from Columbia, South Carolina, born and raised to fight, or whatever situation may be from. You might be from New York and be on the same type shit.
Right.
The fact that you in New York and I'm in Columbia don't mean I wouldn't do nothing. This is what I'm saying to you if I saw you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right,
So
right.
people say internet thugs, but it's you know, to be a complete person is a person that stand on what you say. You say that shit and you stand with good, bad, or indifferent.
Right.
It costs to have an opinion, you know what I'm saying? Especially being an outspoken person, because most people just go with the flow. So when you bucking against that shit or you speaking out on shit that most people go for, you got to be cut like that to stand on it, because people going to naturally resist and buck and thinking they got to come with that gangster shit, you know what I'm saying?
People got a point to prove.
Yeah.
Or they want a point to prove. But
So-
that shit ain't gonna get you nowhere.
So me knowing that now, that's how the game changed. I feel like can't no man outthink me. I honestly do. That's just how I feel about myself. Not saying I'm the smartest, but I'm witty as fuck.
Man, you a king.
I'm a king. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna figure my way. I know me. I know me to the form. So with that being said, nobody can out-talk me, outthink me.
Yeah.
It always been like this. Even when I was a kid, like if you got one joke, I got 10 of them already loaded. Like I'm just my whole thing is relentless.
Yeah, I
Like,
was
no
seeing where you
matter
were
what,
saying
like,
a lot of people may think you come across as arrogance.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Just not understanding. I just believe in myself.
Exactly.
I like real life know me. Know it was times that I was fucked up and I made this decision and they end up doing this and said I ain't doing this no more, and I built myself up like boom, 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 knowing that I know who I am, you know what I mean? So
I've heard people say, I love Jamel, but I hate him too.
Yeah.
He brag so much.
they feel like it's bragging, but it's just me speaking the truth.
and
like
I
it's
tell him,
different
look here,
if
he
it
got a
was,
right to brag.
Yeah,
It's being
man.
your own
Do
hype
you,
man.
do you know his struggle?
Right.
You know where he come from?
See, you know what I mean? But only certain people get me, and that's why I like when I cross people like you, the way we cross.
Right.
That's that internet shit.
It's genuine.
There's no way we probably could have met from you being from this point and that point, but energy and communication is like key, bro. It get you know what I'm saying?
It's because you're an Aquarius. You're misunderstood.
That's for sure.
Happy belated birthday,
But I'm
by
a
the way.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
And that's why I vibe with you.
You was almost, yeah, right. You Aquarius too?
No, I'm a Pisces.
Oh, Pisces cool. Yeah, definitely dope. Y'all was almost Aquarians, you know what I
Okay,
mean?
whatever. Anyway.
Right there.
Killing
They
me
saved the
right
best
now.
for last. That's all I'm gonna say.
Right, yeah, for sure.
I'm surrounded by Pisces, man.
Nah,
Them
Pisces
motherfuckers
is
killing
good,
me.
bro. They cool,
And I'm
bro.
surrounded by Aquarius.
You know what I mean? Yeah, but that's just the way I believe in viewing life. I learned this shit. I wasn't a motherfucker that had a silver spoon, born this way. We struggled like a motherfucker, but we always were slowly rising. My mom went from hood to hood, but every hood was better than the last hood, and she told us.
Big shout out to moms.
Word, she
Mom
put it in
dudes.
our mind. All three of her kids, all three of us entrepreneurs. I was the black sheep
Respect.
that ended up getting my shit together, making her proud all the way to saying, as a single mom, she raised 3 successful kids. You know what I'm saying? So salute to her
All right.
through and through. That's first and foremost. But
Man, that's a queen at his best.
that's one of my greatest blessings out of the long list that I done had thus far, is that I was able to get my shit right for her to see it living. Not she passed and I felt like that shit changed me. You know what I mean? I always had the potential to be what I'm becoming now, and I got some way to go.
Respect.
That's crazy.
Yeah, business
think
is the same as street. You know what I mean? So I strive to tell any street hustler, whether you selling t-shirts, whatever you selling, bro, you can be a businessman. It's the same exact shit. I was the same way programmed to think that it took a college degree or a motherfucking you had to go to school for business to run a business. That shit is hustling and living life. You don't need none of that shit.
The average millionaire I know didn't even graduate.
See what I'm
from high
saying?
school.
That's for sure.
And the people that went to college are a lot more stressed because they got those college loan
You
bills.
getting out undebt.
You don't even have the job that you went to school for.
See what I'm saying? 90% of motherfuckers don't even work with a degree that they got. You wasted your time the whole time when you could have been
Exactly. That
in
you
the field.
cannot get back.
That you can't get back.
That's time.
And you on, and that's for real. You know what I mean?
Time you can't get back.
But you can do business the same exact way. It's simple. It really is. It's the same thing. Supply, demand, the customer always right. That's what anything you doing. You know, again, if you naturally a people person and you naturally got charisma, then it's gonna be easier. You can't be antisocial. Everybody ain't meant to be a boss. Everybody's not meant to be an entrepreneur.
Right.
That's just the bottom line. That's just
fact.
what it is. And if more people understood it, that comes to that team thing that we was talking about earlier. It takes so many different personalities and entities to make something great, for sure. Ain't nothing just purely great by itself.
Right.
You know what I mean? So for everyone, and that's the things that actually make it is the ones that were structured to everybody to know that, whether it was by force or by pay or by real love.
Right.
That's what we talked about earlier is
Fact.
you got to surround yourself with the people that have the vision.
That had a vision.
You got to find your tribe.
And that's hard.
Okay.
Y'all all see the
Yep.
vision and y'all can build on
That's
something.
it. That's exactly how I gotta go. You know what I mean? Now once that shit take off and the money start flowing, then that's that. But you know, for the core to get it off, the hardest thing to do is to be a pioneer, to be the first person to do something. But when you get that shit built and it take off, you get all the accolades that come with it because you was first, like you said it.
Everything, even the faults, the
Even the fault.
downplays.
But
The
that's how you
setbacks
operate.
and everything.
Yeah.
Everything.
Yeah,
Good
you gotta
enough,
take it. You gotta take it for what it's worth. To be a boss at the end of the day, you gotta learn how to eat last.
And that's what it is, bro.
You feel me?
Everybody ain't meant. If you know it's knowing yourself. If you know you're a selfish person, you're an only child, or you grew up hard, so the shit that you got, you just want for yourself.
Right.
You cannot be a boss. You have to be selfless to be a true boss. You last. You
fact.
get money last, bro. You get everything on you. And if it's about, you know, if you feel like you cut like that, you got to stand like that. To be a man, to be, you know what I'm saying, a father, to be a
Right.
businessman, you understand that and you taking the task. The reason why people fold so much, they don't understand the goals. Everybody want to run from bills when bills are, the more bills you got, the more shit you own, bro.
That's a
Look
fact.
at it in a different way.
Speaking of bills, so you father, how many kids you got?
I got 3 actual biological kids. And I got
Okay.
a stepdaughter who I actually like raised up since she was like 2, so she's my daughter too. You know what I mean?
That's
So I got 4 all together, but my kids like big, like
They teenage,
21.
Oh, okay.
One finna be 19, one just turned 18, and then I got a 3-year-old. I started all the way on from scratch.
Man, I'm looking for them afar, man. I see what you're doing.
Yeah, bro.
From your kids, like
Yeah.
It's the
you can't-
formula.
Yeah, that respect don't
It's the
come
formula.
from it. The respect that for a man that takes care of his kid, you know what I'm saying? It shows a whole different aspect.
It does.
I myself did the same thing. I got 4 of my own. All
Yeah.
my kids, damn near teenagers are grown.
Damn right.
I'm behind y'all. I got 4.
Yeah.
They all spread out.
Yeah.
I just started over. My baby about to be a year old next.
See what I'm saying? You got a little, and them little
Yeah.
babies is that
I see Mel
Yeah.
start over. Kari,
Oh man,
Kari, right?
Yep, King Kari,
Oh,
man.
man.
Yep,
Oh.
yeah, hell yeah,
But I
bro.
mean,
he a
that's,
young
that's
king
who the
in this time.
foundation
I see
is
it coming.
for, though. You know, it's for them.
Fathers
that's who we
are
building it for.
important. Like fathers are so important. They don't even like give us a fraction of the respect that we truly deserve. Because to have a real father, that shit gonna keep you in line naturally, bro.
Yeah.
Right.
It's instinct. Like it's just the natural order. You know what I mean? And when they took that out, women are so nurturing. The black woman can be the most nurturing being on the earth, and it could be the most hateful at the same time.
What you say about that,
And it's a
K-Kill?
thin line.
You look
I
this
mean,
now. What you
it's
saying
like
about that?
It's like that. I mean, she's gonna give you the energy that you give her. So
Yeah, for sure. Even when it
And
comes to
once
kids.
you figure that out, you good. But it's a lot of people fighting against that. You literally giving her that energy, she gonna give it right back to you.
Especially for like, the reason why it's so hard for black women to raise men is because our moms are our first women. We learn everything, how to finesse y'all, how to play. We know when y'all gonna get to a breaking point. Like you learn that shit. Like kids smart, like
'Cause you
humans
see
smart.
it.
You see it. You know if your mom yell at you by the 5th time, she gonna swipe your ass. So you know you got 4 good times to fuck off before you learn that pattern, and it end up being like that. Before you know it, you get to her size and then bigger, and then her swinging on you ain't really doing that anyway. The shit is already still. So that's why that father shit, you gonna be naturally scared of your pops, man. your pops around, you naturally gonna be in line. Cause as a kid, remember when you was a kid? Remember when you was? Everybody seemed like they was so tall. You end up growing up and these motherfuckers be 5'3", 5'4", but they was giants to you when you was a kid.
Yeah.
You know what else? Cause you a kid.
I bully a couple of them on the basketball
court. Mama can put fear in your heart too, though.
Yeah, she can, but she got to go extra. She got to bust the
glass.
And you know what I'm saying?
I get that because a couple of them niggas that wouldn't give me a run on the court, I bully their ass now on the basketball.
See what I'm saying? How you just grew past them?
And see, I'm short, so I know my boys are gonna try me. You know, and everybody be like, what you gonna do? I'm gonna knock them out. What you mean?
That's your mind frame. But when it boils down to science, you're gonna be 100 and something pounds. These boys gonna be on some big trees, and that shit really, you hurting yourself swinging on them.
All right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
it's gonna be good though.
Yeah, for sure.
They're growing up to be such great young men, and I just everything I do, I think, is just to try to make sure that they have. My biggest fear in life is not, because like we said, energy transfers.
Yeah.
So death isn't my biggest fear.
That's
my biggest fear is to leave them without me.
Yeah.
Because people out there without their mom, shout out to mommy.
Yeah.
It's a blessing to have them as long as you do.
Yeah, that's the truth, man. I got my mind geared up to be 100% honest. I respect death so much. That's the only thing that's fair in life. It don't matter if you white, black, rich, poor. That shit come from your ass. It's time to go, and you gonna come back as something else. That's my personal belief, because I feel like energy just don't die. You might come back as a wolf or a motherfucking eagle. Who knows how? I can't break it down to what you done in life. Do that get you married for the next? You got some people that's born, like literally born rich, ain't got to worry about shit. They were just born at a certain time with a sperm and an egg, and boom, you them.
Right.
You know what I mean? Right. Any king, any Jay-Z, whoever, they was born at a certain time, you know what I'm saying? And they became this shit, so it was already destined.
Right.
So that's a gamble for sure. But at the end of the day, that energy keep recycling. That's just my personal opinion. So once you ain't scared of death, fear is a major setback for anything or anybody on the planet. Once you scared of some shit, you don't even understand it. 9 times out of 10, it'd be some shit that can't even fuck you up, but you so feared because everybody else fear. And if you can break away from pure fear, you kind of be unstoppable, and that's where I'm at. I mean, when it comes to shit, like our only worst thing can be is death, and I respect that. I feel like I done had a great race thus far, and I feel like I'm coming right back. I'm gonna be a real nigga next time, a real king. The next time, I feel like my energy always gonna be alpha. It's always gonna be.
Yeah, the best part of that, man, watching, man, I see you living your life.
Yeah, bro, yeah.
Let go. No cut.
It's a no cut zone, put the city on. They got me in my zone. The streets can't live long, no cut zone.